Welcome back, everybody, to the StartEdUp Daily. Today, we wrap up social media and branding and the importance of finding mentors. Okay, so today was a great day because we had another person come into the class, which again, I'm a huge fan of bringing the outside world in. The downside is you probably saw from Friday's vlog, we had a young entrepreneur, Jeremy Miller, come in, and unfortunately, he only saw part of my classes. Today, I had a different, because we are on a block schedule, but today we had Joe Van Diemen come in. Joe has had a wide background. He worked for Google, then he's been, kind of on his own. He's an entrepreneur. He helps out as a consultant. He's just a great guy. But one of the things that I liked about it is that he was talking to my students also about how he's finding opportunities. And he's finding opportunities because he's deliberately out there. He's networking with people. He's listening. He's looking for, what's next in a lot of cases. So he was kind of able to impart his knowledge on a lot of my students. The other thing we did today, which was interesting, is that from time to time, and when I say time to time, it's at least 3 times a week, I'll be asked to Skype another school, talk to sometimes the students, but today it was to talk to some teachers. And what I loved is that it fell on a time, and a lot of times either try to do it on a lunch block or before or after school. Today, the request came in right as my class was ending, and I deliberately wanted to pull in my students. So my students had time to talk to Tim Hulls and his crew today from Oklahoma. And what struck my students after we logged off, they were like, well, that was cool. They wanted our opinions. And then I asked them, why do you think they want your opinions? And Tim even brought up the fact, even actually cited some examples of the things he's seen on this video channel or things that he had heard about from the podcast. And I've told them, the reason why we're doing what we're doing is so your messages are outbound. It's really nice if the moms and dads and aunts and uncles in your family think that you're doing great things, but it's kind of my job to, if you're doing great work, to push it out to a bigger audience. And that is why the first 3 weeks have looked the way they have. That week 1, we deliberately talked about the culture. We want this to be the environment where it is not just okay to fail, it's fun and that we reflect on it and we don't repeat the same mistakes. We support one another. Week 2, they kind of set up that voice. They set up a podcast. They set up a blog. They set up a vlog of some sort on YouTube because they want that landing zone. And then this week 3, we talk about the funnel to get them to that. So I want them to have a great Twitter. I want them to have a professional LinkedIn to where people are going, I like what you're doing, and then that will get them to their landing zone. And I think having Tim call in to the class and talk to them, it made them make sense of why this is what we do. We're preparing ourselves for success by having these landing zones first. Because again, if our students go off and do something amazing, now they have to play catch up. They may have to, or worse yet, we rely on the news. I think we even talked about this with the Skype call with Tim's crew, is that when the media isn't reporting on our good stuff, and by all means, teachers get upset like the media doesn't cover the good stuff, they only cover the bad stuff. Well, the media is dying. The media is this right here. It is YouTube, it is Facebook, it is Twitter, and we can create our own content in a lot of ways. So I just loved it that they have heard from this week great mentors, people that are pushing themselves out there, and now they have two-way communications with them. Now we have deliberately found on Twitter. I mean, I gave them a class period to create a good profile, good pictures, and then go find great people. They have an assignment to get 300 quality followers by October 1. And most of them have already come in and said, I've already found 50 in the first 3 days. Quality people, not just mass follows. So my question to you is, if you're a parent, what sort of things have you set up for them? That is, how are you starting to set up with the networks? Are you networking for them? Are you having them meet people? Are you deliberately reaching out to people whose profiles look interesting because your son or daughter has an interest? If you are a teacher, same thing. If you're a student, find those people and deliberately say, I love what you do. I want to be a part of what you do. We like to hear it. Adults think that it's great. Finding those mentorships means everything. It'll set you apart and it'll set you on a fast path to success. I've got a lot more training coming up. You can always go to startedupinnovation.com to check it out, etc., etc. But that's what I want you to do right now. reach out to some mentors, find some people in a local area, or at least find them on your Twitter profiles and start connecting with people that are smart. This is Don Wettrick reminding you again that opportunities are everywhere. We'll see you Tuesday.